What's up, internet? It's your boy Troy here. If you're new to the channel, you should consider subscribing. Looks like we got some fresh AEW video game news for today. One of the executive vice presidents of the company, Kenny Omega, recently spoke to GameSpot and gave us a little bit of a update on the AEW video game, and well, at least that's still happening. So this is what the article says on GameSpot.com. Since its inception in January 2019, All Elite Wrestling has become a dominant force in professional wrestling. Between successful pay-per-views and a weekly TV series on TNT, AEW has a foothold in the industry, and more is on the way. With the prospect of an AEW video game not being a secret, one of the promotion's executive vice presidents, Kenny Omega, has some new information about it. He's quoted in saying, "The status of the video game is that it is currently in development." Omega told GameSpot, "I can't say too much more other than I'm working very closely creatively with a team, and every few weeks they have very exciting new things to show us. And I believe that we're on the right track because I think we have a good team backing us with a lot of very, very good hands that are very capable. And when I can more, I certainly will. And I'm really excited to show the first little bit of footage that we have. So it's a little ways away. We're not going to be competing head to head against WWE 2K Battlegrounds anytime soon. But when the game is ready and when it will release, I think it has a very good chance of standing alone as probably the best wrestling product as a video game that you could probably find on the market. That's the hope anyway. But yeah, if you want to hear more of what Kenny Omega has to say, tune into the October 1st episode of GameSpot's wrestling podcast, Wrestle Buddies, where Omega will discuss a video game rematch against The New Day, who he thinks is an up-and-comer in AEW, and wrestling blow-up dolls. That's quite a random promotion of their podcast, but as for the game itself, I'm not surprised that they said they're not going to go to head-to-head with Battlegrounds anytime soon, which tells me that they don't want to steer the direction of an AEW video game going towards arcade-based. They're hoping to be more realistic, more simulation-esque, like WWE 2K19 and 2K20 was. So I'm not surprised at all. I still think they have a long way to go to establish themselves as a competing brand with the WWE, especially with the video games and just being established. Like, even me as an Australian, I find it hard to find access to watching an AEW show unless I'm going through internet, through streaming services. So I wonder if it's like that around the world, but as a casual fan, it's going to be hard for people to know what AEW is. However, the diehards, the hardcore fans that keep up with their wrestling regularly, they'll know AEW, they know the wrestlers, they'll know Chris Jericho, Cody, Kenny Omega, Lance Archer, and who else? The Young Bucks, Hangman Page. Like, there's a list of them that are starting to build names, and yeah, it should be very interesting to see what happens to this AEW video game. They said they're not competing with Battlegrounds, so that just tells me right away they're going for the realistic type. So whether that means they're still going to go towards what they wanted to do, which was use a similar engine to the Akai engine that was used for the Nintendo 64 wrestling games like No Mercy and WCW NWO Revenge. So whether they go that route, I'm not sure if they still will. They've also got other games that are coming up later on in 2021, 2022. Even end of this year, if all goes well, you'll have Retromania Wrestling. 2021, you'll have the Wrestling Code, which is done by the team at Virtual Basement, which will have wrestlers like Brian Cage, EC3, RVD, I think Kenny King's one. Like, there's a few different indie wrestlers involved in that one, so that's one to keep an eye out for, which will be coming out at this rate, 2021. And then you have, this AEW game, which I'm hoping comes out in 2021, but I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out 2022. And then there's also, I guess, WWE, if they stick to doing another realistic game like 2K20, 2K19, and make a 2K22, and hopefully Visual Concepts can keep working towards an awesome simulation, realistic wrestling game that WWE fans have been primed for a while. So what do you think of this AEW video game news? Are you getting excited? Are you looking forward to what's coming out in the future when it comes to the wrestling games and the industry? Let me know in the comments section below. If you want more wrestling and gaming content, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Body slam that like button. Until the next video, guys, peace out.